13 years after the advent of free primary education, the total allocation of nearly 16 billion in both primary and secondary schools, the Ministry of Education has little to show in terms of prudent use of resources allocated into buying textbooks and upgrading infrastructure. Despite the government pumping millions of shillings into buying textbooks in public schools this year, it is emerging that 53% of schools audited in the country have never procured books for learners.
We've just completed a special audit of a sample of schools that we took. Again, this point comes up, 53% of the resources that we set aside for textbooks for those schools that we did a special audit of never got to school. On the other hand, we are basically fiddling around with invoices and cooking up receipts and so on and stealing money.
Education sees Dr. Fred Matiangi attending the inaugural conference for special school heads, faulted school heads and unions in the country for perpetrating the laundering of public resources by exploiting a legal vacuum.
Kenya Literature Bureau is owned by the government of the Republic of Kenya, 100%. Jomo Kenyatta Foundation is owned by the government and the people of Kenya, 100%. Now tell me, you people, why should you look for a businessman out there to go and buy books for you from a publishing company owned by the government to take to your schools? When you raise this issue, everybody, including the unions, begin telling me an interesting language. Oh, you know, it's going to introduce cartels. Where do cartels come from? We don't even need to procure. It's government to government.
The government provides 1,424 learning materials for textbooks, exercise books and other stationery for each pupil in primary schools.
A simple calculation the other day with the managers at the Kenya Literature Bureau, very simple calculation, told me I could save 25% of the money we are spending now on textbooks. 25%. That is more than I need to get every special needs child the materials they need.
Each secondary school student is allocated 3,000 for books and other materials annually. At the same time, he revealed they plan to increase allocation and capitation of fees to special schools to address challenges of resources. Matiangi hinted out that his ministry will be working closely with the Interior Ministry to ensure all disabled children get access to education. Linus Marshagadi for Channel 1 News.